Hi friends, welcome to the Shits and Gigs podcast where we keep the vibe high, the humor gets raunchy, and things get spicy when we talk about food. I'm your host Meg Davis, and tonight we are here for an episode of Bath Bombz. So I hope you are somewhere comfortable, relaxed, kicking your feet up, maybe pouring yourself a glass of rosé, maybe whipping yourself one of our mocktails that we've been sharing week to week. And yeah, I just hope you guys are having a good time, you're present and doing something for you while you're watching and or listening to this episode. Tonight we're going to dive into an alcohol detox and also 5 ways that alcohol could be holding back your results, especially if weight loss is something that you're chasing after. So I feel like it's been a crazy week. We had 4th of July this past week. I hope everyone had a great time with their friends and family. I felt like the whole week was like a weekend, but I was also working, but I was in the nooks and crannies of everything else. And it was like a vacation, but also like the longest week ever. And then it just felt so weird getting back to the grind this week. So that's why we're here Thursday morning recording this episode. Typically, I'm on top of it. I recorded the previous Thursday, but life, man, had a lot going on. Super exciting too. I got to live record with Angie Lee at the Angie Lee Show on Instagram. Definitely check her out. She is just an amazing person. I absolutely love being one of her followers. She is just amplifying the vibe of the people that she's impacting right now, and I think we need a lot more of that going on to fix this fucking toxic world we're living in. Holy shit, this place is so scary right now. Just everything that's going on, and a lot of it's honestly getting so close to home. So feeling grateful for like a week full of friends and family and for cool opportunities like that. So she's going to still check out the audio, but hopefully you'll hear me live with her chatting through some raunchy ass topics. Of course, I ask the questions that no one thinks to ask or is maybe too humiliated or embarrassed to ask. We talked about navigating the queef, like how do we navigate vagina farts, whether it be a long-term relationship that it still feels awkward or like that one-night stand. So we went over that, and then what did we dive into? Oof, hold on, I gotta break out my notes, my brain. There's a lot happening this past week. Chub rub and shaving tips, huge right now for the summer. She's been on a laser hair removal journey, so I've been following that. Goals long term, but just not in the budget right now. So we chatted some options that were super helpful, and then natural from chub rub and shaving, we talked and pivoted to porn and how my husband and I have been together 13 years. He's a man, so obviously he's going to be into porn, and like, because that's their thing. They're turned on visually first. And what we ended up talking about is like, so basically my premise was like, I just can't get into it. I don't know, I guess you could just, kind of sounds gross, but I've been sexually active for 13 years, and I just have never been into it, and it just doesn't do it for me. The names are way too specific, and the cover photos, who's choosing those? Not a turn on at all. They're the most terrible angles. They often do not even highlight what's actually happening in the video. So it just doesn't do it for me. And she actually dove into her journey with like smut reading, and she, I know for a fact, has this awesome group chat that you can slide into her DMs with. And she and the members of the group all recommend different smut books. And it has been scientifically proven, I'm pretty sure, that smut reading is a great turn on for women because we are emotionally turned on first. So that's why we need like the build up and the foreplay and like all these different things to like get down to it, and like really be present and into it. So that is something fun that you can try. She also shouted out a website that she had found that I guess was geared more towards like more detailed plots and things of that nature. So naturally more attractive for people who want things more feminine. So yeah. And then we ended our conversation with kind of destigmatizing THC and CBD use for things like anxiety or ADHD, OCD, it's depression, anxiety, all of it. She has a really successful company called Soul. Definitely check her out. She initially started as a CBD blend only option, and then she recently launched a microdosed CBD and THC blend option. I have the watermelon out of office. For me, I've admitted many times that I smoke pot pretty regularly, so the watermelon out of office for me, actually, I take 2 gummies, which she was kind of blown away by, but I don't know, I think I just don't have a tolerance. I've also noticed with edibles in general in the past don't really affect me, so might be a way my body metabolizes like edible THC versus just smoking it. But anyways, I take 2 of those, and I just feel sharp as fuck, guys. It helps me focus, it helps the racing thoughts and like overthinking kind of dissipate. I have a lot of clarity, although I will say when I do just the gummies, I don't have as strong of like that creative enhancement. I really only get that when I smoke, and I have found like 2 or 3 hits is perfect for me. Like I don't need to fucking take a blunt to the face, luckily. And I think that would probably not be like the healthiest. I don't know, but you just got to figure it out for yourself and just kind of do self-checks regularly. Make sure you're not degrading how you're showing up for yourself and the people around you when you are implementing things like this that you can push the boundaries, you know what I mean? So you got to have that like self-control and self-awareness when it comes to implementing things like this. But I think a lot of people need to be more open to implementing tools like this instead of having a laundry list of medications on your daily regimen. It's just, I don't know, I feel like we need to be a little more open about things that are just naturally provided to us by this beautiful planet that we are just trashing. Not going to go on a political rant, but anyways, wow, we went way off the deep end to where we're supposed to be tonight. Alcohol detox, let's dive into it. Ways alcohol could be holding you back, especially again if your goal is weight loss. So we have an adult New Hampshire trip coming up. Super excited. It's going to be our first multi-day trip without the babe, and first trip where we're not like an hour's drive away. So kind of anxious, very excited. We're going with a handful of friends that I know are just we're gonna have a great time. We all blend very well together. We have what I call yin-yang energy. We all balance each other out. Couples-wise, it's very interesting. Like each couple is their own yin-yang. And then because of that, like we all kind of magnetize perfectly. It's just a really cool friendship. I'm very grateful for the people I've attracted into my life lately. And I just your girl wants to feel nice for this trip because we're going to be potentially tubing down a river in a bathing suit. And I don't know, I just want to feel my best. I want to treat myself to some new outfits. So we're diving into an alcohol detox because I'm telling you guys, I have kind of drank on the down low for maybe like a year or 2 now, ever since probably I got pregnant and like had Cam. Like after not drinking all pregnancy, I just found I could honestly do without. I don't love the taste of alcohol. I don't like the way it burns my throat when it goes down. It's just like a whole thing for me. So if I'm drinking socially, like I'm drinking to get drunk and to just like have a good time, but like why do that when I could just, again, take my like cute little 2 to 3 hits and like feel loose and relaxed and open and just like stress-free, and then not have a hangover the next day and a stomach ache and then like this bloat that lasts for 2 to 3 days. Like why? I don't know. It just, the cons outweigh the pros for me when it comes to alcohol personally. So that's always the first thing I cut out when I feel like I'm not feeling my best and I notice that I have been drinking. So we're going to do 30 days no alcohol. I might be doing slightly more than 30 days because our trip's on August 16th. So, but my girl Mel committed to 30 days. Kelly, actually my last guest, number 42, getting diagnosed with ADHD over 30. She is also doing the detox with me, so shout out to them. And then I believe Kristen, actually, she's one of my friends and followers on Instagram. she committed to it as well. She's a regular at Elevated. She's awesome. So super excited to hear her results. God, guys, I'm on tangents today like crazy. So we're giving up alcohol 30 days. I'm also reinstating, so excited, my protein coffee and Prolessa fat burner. I did this for a solid 30 days about a month ago. I took a month off just because, or mainly just the Prolessa. I still had protein coffee pretty regularly because that stuff just saves my protein gap every day. It's only 100 calories. It's 15 grams of protein, 2.5 grams of fat, and 4 grams of carbs, less than 2 grams of sugar. Kind of a no-brainer for me to just add it in to fill in, again, that protein gap, because it's all protein, man, and like super low cal, so nutrient dense in that sense. Smart moves for me, and the results that I got as far as leanness had gone was amazing. So super looking forward to reinstating that in my routine. Increasing water, big power move. Increasing movement, big power move. And then also tracking my macros like a boss. I'm about like 2.5 weeks in of being really solid with that again. Guys, I've been in the health and wellness industry for 8 years. I'm still not perfect at tracking my food. So my biggest piece of advice is, if you're a day behind, go ahead and do your best to like rewind and track. If you're more than 2 days behind, forget about it. Just start that day, do what you can, and just move forward with the intention you're going to track tomorrow. Because just each day is data. That's all you got to think about it as. Take the pressure off. You're not failing yourself because you had a cupcake and it fit in your macros. Like, if it fits, guys. That's the power of using macro counting. It's just so empowering because you can go and have that burger and then you just work the rest of your day around it. And your body functions and thrives because you're hitting those numbers that are specific to your body, and it takes into account your age, your height, your gender, your weight, and then also your activity level. So you're not having to keep track of eating 500 calories less than whatever I would calculate for your personal macros. Like, what you get is what you're trying to achieve. And then I just guide and empower you to eat the things you love while also being mindful of how to eat around that. You know what I mean? That's all it is. And you got your whole life to figure it out. So don't sweat if you fell off track for a little bit. All right. Let's get into the real topic tonight. Let's see, where are we? Oh, this thing is in chords. I don't know how many minutes 350 chords is, but we'll find out. Top 5 reasons alcohol can be holding you back. These shout out to Healthline. This is an article that is medically reviewed, so you can't make excuses or doubt any of these facts because they are facts. So if you find that you're triggered by this podcast, maybe it's because you need to do a little self-check in the alcohol department. You'd be pleasantly surprised how switching up this one habit could impact your well-being, not only with weight loss, but just in general also with your energy and the appearance of your skin. It's really a power move if you're interested in switching things up. And again, top 5 reasons alcohol can be holding you back, especially when it comes to weight loss. Number 1, alcohol is often empty calories. So meaning they provide your body with calories, but contain very little nutrients. So outside of it being calories taken in, it literally provides nothing else for your body. So something to consider one night out, if you have several drinks, that could lead to hundreds of extra calories consumed with no other benefit. So you could have up to 5 drinks could easily be 500 calories. That's a whole meal's worth of calories, but you're not receiving any other nutrients. So kind of an eye-opener in that sense. Number 2, alcohol is used as a primary fuel. So meaning if you consume alcohol, that is burned first before anything else. And when alcohol is your energy source, that excess glucose and the excess glucose and lipids end up as extra tissue or fat. So definitely red flag when it comes to alcohol if you're trying to target your belly fat or any problem areas or just lose weight in general. Number 3, Alcohol can affect organs, especially your liver. Liver is essentially a filter for foreign substances, and it also plays a huge role on how your macros are metabolized, so your fats, carbs, and proteins. And kind of just a no-brainer with that knowledge, any change in the way that your body is going to store your energy from food can for sure make it hard to lose weight. So something to consider, even if it's just like 2 drinks here and there. Now, also, there are things like, for example, red wine, a glass of red wine at dinner can be very beneficial for your health, your heart health. So, like, you want to take these things with a grain of salt. Like, it's more so like the excessive drinking and like the very regular drinking, I guess, like on a weekly basis, that could impact your results. So if you feel like, for example, you are doing it all, you're tracking your macros, you're increasing your water, drinking half your body weight in water specifically, you're moving, getting 10,000 plus steps a day at minimum for your movement, and then potential weight training on top of that, and you're still just not satisfied, you're not losing weight, or you're not as lean as you would like, I 10 out of 10 recommend eliminating alcohol if it's in your routine. Just see what happens. Give it 30 days. You can do it. You can live 30 days without alcohol, people. Just go outside and go for a walk or something. I don't know. Or just have really fun mocktails. Mocktails are it. I lived it up during my pregnancy with mocktails. I enjoyed every moment. Every sip was bliss. I didn't cringe once. It was magical. So yeah, affects your liver, which can directly impact losing weight. Number 4, alcohol can contribute to excess belly fat. Beer gut is a real thing, guys. No cap. I think that's what the kids are saying nowadays. Consuming drinks high in sugar can definitely and quickly lead to weight gain. So definitely be mindful of at least sugars when it comes to drinks. I feel like there's a ton of canned options out there now that are either sugar-free or low sugar, and one that's tough to go low sugar with, but there is an excellent option that I've tried, is wine. Wine is very naturally high in sugar, and there is a brand called Fitvine, Fitvine, and they have a variety of different options, and it's a low sugar wine. So definitely check them out if you are a wino and you want some options that maybe won't give you that bloat and that hangover and headache that sometimes wine can give you, especially if you naturally keep your sugars low on a daily basis. Here's actually, I kind of just thought about for a second my top 5 low sugar options. I've been really into Cutwater espresso martinis, just delish. And Cutwaters, if you want to have a good time, if you know what I mean, that is the brand to go to for something that's pre-mixed. Number 2, I love the Lover Boys. It's a tea-based alcohol, and it's just so refreshing. It's not super bubbly. It has like a little fizz, but just enough to like know it's there, and not as intense as like a hardcore like hard seltzer. And then number 3, Cutwater Margs are another great one for me. And then 4 and 5, I honestly just use the Herbalife drink mixes that are vitamin C boosted and stevia based, so I get that like bold flavor and fruity flavors without the high sugar content that typically comes with mixers. And then I'll either throw tequila or vodka in that. But yeah, I keep it pretty basic just because, again, I don't really love the taste of alcohol, and I don't like the way it makes me feel. So I try and keep it very low key and like 2 ingredients tops kind of thing, or just do a shot maybe. I don't know. It depends on the night. Depends on who I'm hanging out with. I got these people, 4th of July, guys, big deal for me. I did my first shotgun beer. I crushed it. It was the Busch Light Peach. It was actually very refreshing. So shout out to Ben for getting me motivated to do that. That was an interesting experience. But yeah, anyways, number 5, here we go. Let's wrap this thing up before I go on another tangent. Alcohol affects judgment calls, especially when it comes to food. And I think this one is kind of a no-brainer also. Like, we all know this. You know, if you have a late night of drinks and a good time out. When you come home, you're ordering Domino's. It's just, or you're going to hit a Mickey D's on the way home. Like, it's just a toxic cycle. And yeah, so kind of no-brainer. Judgment calls, especially even with drinking and driving and more serious things of that nature, like your ability to show up for yourself and take care of yourself and the people around you. So that's another reason, actually, I have it written down. That's my top con to alcohol. I don't enjoy the feeling of not being in control of my body. So like that is like a hard con for me, and why I try to limit drinking, and I just don't really enjoy it. So with that said, let's transition to our wellness mocktail for the night. You guys heard a lot of me tonight. This is going to be I think it's probably going to be the longest Bath Bombz I've recorded to date. Here's your wellness mocktail. You can get this at Elevated Nutrition anytime you'd like. We're located at 34 Nooseneck Hill Road in West Greenwich, Rhode Island. We're open Monday through Friday, 6:30 to 2:30, Saturday 8 to 1. I'm there Mondays and Wednesdays, and then I rotate Saturdays with my girl Jess. And then I've been picking up some Fridays, so that's been fun. I'm essentially there all the time at some point. But no matter who's there when you go, you're guaranteed good vibes and even better sips. So this one tonight is called Freeze Pop. It's just a very basic lit tea option, and it's just super refreshing. It's got 3 of my favorite ingredients actually in it. You're going to start with a pomegranate liftoff. You can either get the pre-crushed stick, or you can get the tablet that leaves kind of you with like a little more of like a fizz. And then you're going to do 2 to 3 capfuls of mandarin aloe. Mandarin is the superior aloe flavor. We just got our aloe back. I had to go like a week without it because I failed to get our order in on time. And it was rough, guys. I was so excited to get my mandarin aloe yesterday. And then your last ingredient is going to be the collagen beauty booster, which is naturally flavored or not naturally, but its only flavor available is strawberry lemonade collagen. So that is super refreshing in itself. So that trio together is just a very fun, fruity, refreshing vibe. Again, it's called Freeze Pop if you want to try to elevate it, or if you'd like pricing, feel free to DM me on Instagram at megdavis.healthcoach for pricing and maybe just picking out your own flavors and having some fun in that way. That's all I got for you guys tonight. I don't think there's anything else. All right. Thanks for tuning in. Hopefully this was insightful, and please, 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 I'd love to connect with you guys more. So if anything resonates with you in any of the videos, feel free to comment, and I would love to know if you ever try a mocktail. So definitely shout that out if you do, or any takeaways that you got from the videos, whether it be a Bath Bombz or a guest podcast. Totally open to connect, and would love to do that with you guys. So, let me know if you give 30 days of alcohol detox a try, and I'm so excited to hear your results. Thanks for tuning in. Toodles.